this school is very different. Very different. And I love it because the teachers actually do care about you. And that's something that girls who come into the school don't understand right off the bat, because we put up a guard and we're so defensive of ourselves because we're used to people saying, well, you're dumb, you know, you're nobody. Your parents are either like poor, you're poor, you're not smart enough, you're not going to go to college. And that's something that I grew up being told. Because I was poor, I'm not going to go to college. And being poor doesn't mean anything. You know, education does. And that's why the teachers at the school push the girls as hard as they can, because they need to understand that education is key to everything, and it opens so many doors.
I think a lot of it is that it's a small school. Like, I work really well in like small places, so like you get a lot of one-on-one attention with the teacher.
In public schools, they give you a project, they just give you a topic, and you have to do it, even if you absolutely hate what you're doing. But in this school, you get to choose what you're doing, what you're learning.
Learning doesn't have to be just like something you have to do, something that's graded, regulated, or even some kids see it as punishment. It's not something like that. Learning can be exciting, and it's something that's really fun if you actually learn what you want to know.
I know what I'm doing. I actually learn on what I'm doing, and I get to teach somebody else what I'm learning. And hopefully they take it and they change themselves.
I started interning at Hollywood Presbyterian Medical Center in the pathology department. I'm always looking forward to Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's like I have my scrubs on, I'm coming on the bus with my daughter, and I feel awesome, like professional, and like my work attire and like my badge and all that. I'm walking into the hospital. Every day was something different, so that's probably my favorite part, that I never go in like knowing what I'm gonna do. There's always like a new task.
I worked with a mentor who was in the social media department. So pretty much I was just updating Facebook statuses, Twitter statuses, blogging on Tumblr. I made Pinterest accounts for Epitaph Records.
Once you have internships and you learn through these like experiences, that then you actually think about your future, and you're like, oh, this is what I want to do, and this is who I want to be.
Just in the few months that I've been working there, I've already been able to meet great people, and I've been learning to do things that I didn't know how to do before, and I think will be very beneficial when I get my own job or when I go to college, and it's a great head start.
Well, I'm 16 years old, and I'm pregnant. I'm going to have a baby. And since I was 6 years old, it's just been me, my mom, and my brothers. But right now, it's just me and my mom. I mean, my brother lives there, but he has his kid with his girlfriend, and he doesn't really stay there. And my older brother, he's in prison.
My mom left me when I was a year old to come to the United States for a better life. She left me with my father, who was a drug addict and was involved with a lot of bad things. And then he left me to come for my mom with my grandmother, who had mental disorders. And so then they just left me there. And then at 3, my dad got deported. My mom brought me to the United States, and she told me that I had a new father, and this man sexually abused me since I was 6 till I was 12 when they took me to the foster system. I was on probation. I was a teen mom. I had a two-year-old daughter, and she wasn't with me.
I've met a lot of pregnant girls in our school who are so smart and so dedicated to just finishing school and doing good for their child, and they're just brilliant. And our school is giving them the chance to continue on with their education even if they're pregnant.
I see myself graduating at a New Village. I see New Village helping me get to where I want to be, and with their support, I know that I can do it.
And even with my daughter, like when I can't go to school because she has no babysitter, like last semester you guys were there and you're like, bring her to school, do your work here, she'll color. I'm like, okay. And yeah, she was coloring while I was doing work, and I was picking up my work and doing everything I had to do, and I got my good grades.
Well, an exhibition kind of sounds like what it is. It's like a big moment of like you're up there and you're about to present something big that you've been working on for a long time.
We are not a traditional school, so it's really hard. Well, I don't know, I'm not a teacher or anything, but I'm assuming that it's hard to see if the students gotten any experience or any learning out of the freedom that we're given. So why I think it's important about the exhibitions is that the teachers are able to see that we've actually learned something.
So I didn't know how to talk to people. I couldn't have eye contact with people. I couldn't express my feelings. And then one day, I was just up there in the exhibitions. I feel the exhibitions were the biggest thing you guys can ever give me.
Personally, the public speaking has helped me a lot because I'm able to speak in front of crowds much more easily. Back then, I could not do it. I literally could not do it. I had to sit down because I was so shaky. But now I'm a little bit shaky, but I'm much, much better. And I feel much more confident in my public speaking skills.
There's going to be this camping trip where you're not going to get to shower for 3 days. And like you're going to be in the wild.
My trip to Yosemite, that was probably the best opportunity other than my internship. And it was such a great experience, like leaving all your problems at home, leaving all your stress at home, and taking a full week out of school to go to the mountains and to like be in nature and look at the stars without the city lights.
It was like 6 miles of hiking with like 50-pound bag on your back, carrying the tent, the food.
It was the best experience I've ever had in my life. I really enjoy nature, but since, I live in such a big city, it's hard for me to get into nature.
Valuing what I have now, then because that made me think like, oh, like some people don't have like showers. Some people, live in like, and like they don't have homes. So, it made me just value.
My teachers have helped me a lot. They're not just my teachers. You guys are my family, the family I've never had. The people who are blood related to me are not my family. They're just people I know. And you guys are my family.
You guys actually put like a lot of effort in somebody. Like you guys actually like want to sit down and you guys want to know like what's going on.
It was something that I hadn't told anyone, and then my advisor actually kept me in. It was lunch and she's asked me to stay in, and she's like, I wanted to like see what's been wrong with you. And I'm like, nothing's wrong with me. Like I've been completely fine, which is what I had been telling everyone. And then I finally just let it out and I told her what happened to me. I told her everything that happened, every detail, the day, how it happened, and just that made everything a lot better. She was there to take me to the clinic, to take me, convince me to talk to people. She was the one who made me realize that it wasn't my fault.
And now, like, at New Village with my advisor, like, I could, like, literally talk to her, like, about anything. Like, I trust her. Like, I trust her. And it's kind of, like, that's actually really cool to have at, New Village, that we're so close and we just love each other.
Beginning year, my first semester, I got all Fs and just 1 C on my report card. And then I started transitioning from that to actually doing a bit better. During my sophomore and junior year, I started improving because I started seeing, because that's the thing I like about New Village, there's a lot of role models you could follow. I started seeing the seniors, my sister, and the teachers were just really nice talking to you about you need to get this done, doing your schoolwork, getting good grades, and how it's going to benefit me later on. So I started thinking about that. And then I ended up doing better. For my junior year, I actually ended up getting straight A's on my last report card.
I have a 3.9 GPA. I have awesome grades. I have A's. My first semester I did get a C because I didn't want to go to school. But coming from not going to school for 5 years, not going to middle school, not doing anything for myself, and now having a good GPA and looking forward to go to college, to me that's just amazing.
They are actually handing you the opportunity to become someone. You get the chance to be whoever you are, whoever you want to be. You can be that person. You shouldn't be afraid to be what you are. And this school kind of like pushes you and like tells you, you know what, you are important.
I want to be a better person. Like, I actually want to become somebody in life.
Anybody who's going through any sort of difficulty, anybody who's different, from the typical norm, we're all just setting out to prove people wrong, to prove ourselves wrong, that we're not a failure, that we could be someone powerful in society.